Hi there, this is Dave Marcus, your Saskatchewan provincial broker, and this is Contracts 101, how to write an MLS Data Input Form. We have the form here on the screen. First section you'll notice is just about the address. We've brought the data over from the contract. Note that the street type, in this case it's an avenue, you could have a whatever, Crescent Street, whatever. That's its own separate field. So Express is the name of the street, Avenue is the street type. Um, we got postal code in here. You're going to find a bunch of red letter M's as you go through this document. You'll notice it says here fields with the symbol M are mandatory fields must be completed. So do make sure that anywhere there is a red letter M, you do have data in there, or the SRA is going to kick your form back and make you do it again. Um, Next section, seller's names by tenants, if there happens to be any. Seller's brokerage, that stuff's all pretty self-explanatory. Do make sure you have something in all these fields. Um, the next section here, effective and expiry date, price, legal. All this stuff is going to be copied directly from your contract. Make sure that it does match the contract. If in the process of going through this you change one document, let's say the client says, "Oh, you know what? 30 days isn't fast enough. We're going to do 60-day possession." Okay, great. If I change it on one document, but I haven't changed it on the other document, and they don't match, we're going to get that kickback from the real estate association. So make sure that your documents do match. That is something they look for. So you've got your buyer's brokerage commission on here. That's not your total commission, just what you're offering to the buyer's brokerage. And then it goes into the type of property, ownership type, sub-property type. You'll see this one spot over here, recreation usage. It says cottage or lake only. So if you're dealing with a recreational property, that's the only time you would have to check off any of this stuff. But a standard home in the city, you're not going to bother with anything there. So this one, building type, we've got the taxes, we've got the year built, zoning. Sometimes you don't know things like the year built. They do have checkbox for age unknown if that's what you need to do. And there's lots of checkboxes that are not mandatory. So enter guide efficiency evaluation report, for example. Maybe they have one, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't know if they have one. So not mandatory there. PCDS, you're going to use it, or if they're not using it, there's a box for declined on the PCDS. So your real property report, make sure your clients are initialing each page. Page 1 and 2 each have a spot for initials. Page 3's got the signatures on it. So let's see here, occupancy, appointments. Make sure that you have it laid out how people should be contacting you or the seller or who as far as appointments go. Lockbox, really important that you do actually describe where the lockbox is located. So this is lockbox, yes, location. In this case, it's the gas meter in the back, but wherever it is, make sure it's in the listing. So we've got square footage. Make sure the square footage, you'll see it says above grade. So if you're dealing with a split level or a finished basement, you don't put your subterranean square footage on here, only the stuff that's above grade. And details on the home, roof, exterior, basement type, whatever information is accurate, fill in the blanks. And you'll get some of these blanks, you're only going to have one answer. For example, basement development, it's going to be one or the other. But some of them you might have more than one. So exterior finish, it says select all applicable. So in this case, I've got a house that's got both stucco and stone outside. So we've got both of those on there. We go to the equipment included. So this is something where people miss appliances sometimes. So just make sure that you are in good communication with your seller. Make sure you're checking off the things that are indeed included with the home or meant to be included with the home. There's a chattel section, the stuff that's not attached, and there's a fixture section, the stuff that is attached. So make sure you have the right items in the right places. Heating, natural gas, forced air, that's your standard natural gas furnace. all of those kinds of things, whatever is or is not included. Regina, pretty common to have rented water heaters, actually pretty common throughout Saskatchewan. Water softener, maybe it's there, maybe it's not. Again, initials on the bottom corner of page 2. Your lot size, any details about the lots. Garage is not a mandatory field, although people really like to see whether there is or isn't. It's a really common question, so I would recommend that you do fill that spot out, because it's just kind of frustrating as a buyer's agent if you don't know if the property's got a garage or not. And here's one that gets missed quite a lot: the total number of off-street parking. I don't know. I don't know if it's the location on the form or what, but people tend to miss throwing something in there. So, throw in however many vehicles you can park on the property off the street. Then you're going to have the layout of the different rooms. Most people will do, all the main floor first, then all the basement, all the second floor. You can fill it out as logically as you see fit. The room types, the size of the rooms, and the size of the rooms. This is generally going to be in imperial measurements. So these are feet, 16 feet by 12 feet. If you've got inches, generally it's 10.6 means 10 foot 6, 10.2 means 10 foot 2. So that's the way that's done. And whatever type of flooring you might have in each room, you want to put those down too. So there are room codes and flooring codes to the side here, but you really don't need those anymore because it's got the drop-down menus. So if you're working from the computerized version, you're going to have drop-down menus. If you actually print this off, take it to your client, you'll need to use the codes. So. In the last section, here's another spot that sometimes gets missed. These last two little checkbox questions, whether or not there are exclusions or exceptions to the listing, no. And whether or not we're allowing other members of the association to list the property, no. Those are two questions that are also on your listing contract, so they need to match. And lastly, you are going to date this, and where it says seller's brokerage representative signature. At eXp Realty, we do empower our agents to sign their own listing documents. So you don't need to bring this back to the broker for a signature. You can go ahead and sign here and have your clients sign here. So that is the MLS Data Input Form. Good luck with them.